Next up at UFC Vegas, 99. Why can't I do nines?
Karma's not a bitch. She's a mirror. We tried to rest his voice. We tried, man.
We got Darren Elkins taking on Daniel Pineda. Darren Elkins, 28-11. 3-2 in his last 5. He is alternating wins and losses. Taking on Daniel Pineda, 28-16 in his career. 1-3-1 in his last 5. Coming off that decision loss to Nathaniel Wood. Darren Elkins, incredibly tough. Literally wears it as a badge of honor across his chest. He's always live for a finish. He's the definition of a grinder. He comes forward, heavy strikes. He'll close the distance. He'll cut off the cage. He'll work his grab.
I didn't know it did that. Did you know it did that?
No. He'll cut off the cage. He'll work in his grappling. He's a pretty good wrestler. Incredible top pressure. And he's coming off that submission win over downtown TJ Brown where he had 5 takedowns. He's taking on feast or famine Daniel Pineda. This guy has 2 decisions in his 44-fight career. He comes out very fast. He's incredibly dangerous for about 3 minutes, and then he'll quickly fade and then potentially get finished after that. In that initial burst, though, powerful hands, aggressive grappling, and he's a very real problem. He's coming off that loss to Nathaniel Wood where he was dropped and went 1 for 6 in takedown attempts. And when I first looked at this fight, about a little over a week ago, I was surprised that Darren Elkins was an underdog. And sure, he's old, but so is Daniel Pineda. Elkins is the more durable of the two. He could fight for a full 15 minutes without fading. My only concern is going to be that initial 3-minute burst from Daniel Pineda. But I think Darren wears that out, rides that wave, weathers that storm, and then takes over and wins this fight. So Darren Elkins is the pick, and I have a bet on him at plus 102. What do you think, Jakey boy?
All that yapping still. You're trying to save your voice. You just nonsensical stuff that all it does is just kind of ruin the entire atmosphere.
What was nonsense? That doesn't use my throat. That's my lips.
How can I get you to use your lips?
Okay, do your breakdown.
Listen, guys, Darren, the damage, Elkins is, he is everything that you expect somebody to be with a tattoo like that. He is Indiana, tough, from Portage, Indiana. I'm an Indiana guy. We're Indianimals. I did the Dance in My Lock of the Week video because Darren Elkins, the damage Elkins, is the lock of the week. I also could not believe this guy was an underdog once I started re-looking at these fights, because you see a 40-year-old, you see a 39-year-old, it's probably got to be a wash, right? Nobody's gonna have an advantage. It's gonna be a sloppy fight, and that's why the odds are what they are. But if you look at their last fights, especially Darren Elkins' last fight, and he talked about it in his interview after the fight, he said, "Listen, I've learned that I don't need to, and I can't fight 2 or 3 times a year anymore. If I want to still fight in this, in the UFC, and I still want to do what I want to do in the UFC, I have to take some time to recover." And that's what he did before the TJ Brown fight. He gave himself almost a full year to really recover, got back in the gym. He said, if I had a little bit of a pain, normally I'd push through it, but I gave myself some time. And it looked like a refreshed Darren Elkins. That guy, downtown TJ Brown, I know he's kind of an up and down fighter, but he is a very good wrestler, a very good grappler. Before that fight, he talked about how he stopped drinking, he stopped partying, all this stuff to rededicate. His cardio looked fantastic throughout that fight, and Darren Elkins was out grappling that dude left and right, and that's a very strong, explosive, high-level guy, and Darren Elkins was grappling like he was fucking 30 years old. You turn the page and you look at Daniel Pineda's last fight against Nathaniel Wood, almost finished a couple different times, was getting beat up on the feet, that was a very kind of slow-paced fight, and even then he was starting to slow down. And those scrambles that he ended up winning towards the end of the fight against a guy like Nathaniel Wood, look at the speed of those scrambles in the third round of that fight, where it wasn't like a super high-level pace fight. Watch the third round scrambles between TJ Brown and Darren Elkins in a high level, high pace 3-round fight. I mean, it is just night and day. Darren Elkins looked like fucking lightning. I believe this is going to be a mostly grappling fight. I think if Daniel Pineda comes in and gets aggressive, Darren Elkins showed really good time. He's always had really good wrestling, really good grappling. If you guys didn't know, Indiana high school state champion wrestler in 2004, right? I mean, he has been there, done that on all the grappling. Just got his black belt last year, I think. Really high-level guy, and I just believe that he can time a takedown. If he gets on top of Daniel Pineda once, he's going to make him work hard enough to where this guy is going to be like, you know what, I'm fucking out of here. And I'm going to be front row for Lock of the Week. Darren Elkins go fucking insane. And hopefully afterwards he can come up, we can take a picture and stuff. I'll be like, I made you that Instagram video.
Did he get left back? Or no, wait. That math doesn't work. He should not be in high school in 2004.
What do you mean?
I graduated in 2001, and we're the same age.
I graduated in 2005, and he's only 2 years older than me, so it makes sense to me.
I graduated in 2001. I think he was left back.
Could
Maybe
be.
For
I mean,
sports.
In Indiana, we take education very seriously, and sometimes we just double it up just for fun, you know? I did second grade 3 times.
For growth reasons.
Couldn't get the fucking peg in the fucking hole, but I'm fucking filling holes now.
You're such a fucking dork, dude. Anyway, we're both on the same side here. We both got some money on the damage, and I don't think he'll be an underdog for long. When do you think that line flips? I mean, that was part of the reason you uploaded Lock of the Week early, because you're like, these people are going to bitch if I wait.
I didn't give a shit about that. I don't care. All I care is premium members. And if you're a premium member, you get the dog money. It happens sometimes with Lock of the Week. You guys want to know what Lock of the Week is early, and oh my God, why isn't it part of premium? It kind of is, because my bets are put in when I do the breakdowns, and you know, so if premium members getting plus money, that's all I give a fuck about.
Deductive reasoning skills can figure it out for sure. Either way, we are both on Darren Elkins. $8,000 in DraftKings Fantasy seems like a phenomenal deal, because I will think he gets the takedowns. He will grind. There will be control, potentially a finish, because Daniel Pineda, although he has been to a few decisions recently, not typically a decision guy, Darren Elkins seems to be all the things this week, and we will be riding that train. If you do want to unlock all the bets, all the picks, the artificial intelligence, everything that we do, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's only $10 for an entire month.